All right, how's it going, everybody? On this Friday at 9:14, if y'all will, as y'all come into the room, can you tap the screen? Good to see everybody. Let's see. I'm here talking about real estate, so if you have any questions, I always like to answer questions about real estate because I do the buy and hold strategy. People always ask me about what do I think about like wholesaling and fix and flip. Wholesaling can be good in a sense because you don't own the properties. You're just the middleman between the buyer and the seller. So that's not a bad thing. It's just that you can't build wealth. And then the catch is once you're done between being the middleman, you got to go out there and hustle again. So my thing was, after learning so much, why not just buy a property one time and then get paid every single month? To me, it's just that the buy and hold strategy is not as popular. Let me put it like that. It's not as popular. I just noticed that the younger people love the fix and flip and the wholesaling. And I did too when I first started out. Wholesaling wasn't that big, by the way, back then. Wholesaling, people were always doing fix and flip. That was the popular thing back in the late 90s and the early 2000s. You don't really hear people talking so much. People do arbitrage. I don't like that either because I don't own the property. I mean, me personally, I'd rather own the property and get all the benefits, the tax write-offs, the cash flow, the depreciation, the equity capture. That's how you're able to scale because like with wholesaling, it's hard to scale, right? It's hard to scale a business like that. It's hard to scale a business with fix and flip, but it's not hard to scale really when you do the buy and hold strategy. All it is about rinse and repeat. You buy a property, you get it rehabbed, you rent it out. That one's taken care of. Now you move on to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one. And that's exactly what I did. And I started out in the early 2000s. Now I want you to keep in mind, I didn't know how to do this. I was figuring this out along the way. So, but I ended up getting like 35 single family houses. This is while I was working at corporate America. So you can't say it can't be done because it can. Okay, it can be done, and the key is, as I've learned through my times, you have to want it bad enough. If your why is strong enough, you'll make it happen. And that's the truth. If your why is strong enough, you'll make it happen. All right. Thank y'all for the taps. I appreciate it. Again, if y'all just tap the screen, that brings people into the room and it helps the algorithm out. And I just want to start off by, talking about, you know, you can be able to do this, guys. I just want people to know. People always think that, you can't do this, but I just want to say, people, I've learned this through myself. Sometimes we just don't set goals. You have to be able to set goals for yourself so you can have a vision on knowing where you're going. Because if not, you're just sailing through life without any direction. You're just floating along the way and capturing whatever comes your way. So I think it's big in order to be successful. You have to be able to set goals. And I know when I first started out, I was setting goals, always trying to do better the next day, always trying to get better, always trying to learn because it's always a continuous process. Something else that I can mention too when it comes to real estate that I learned was I had to take action. If you don't take action, this is not going to work, right? I always tell people all the time, I got a lot of information right here. I got a lot of books right here, all right? On real estate, on mindset. I've got a lot of that. But if I never did take action, I'd be in trouble, right? And that was the main thing. I wanted to take action because that is key. If you don't take action, none of the 5-day challenge that I do coming up is going to help you. No live is going to help you. None of that's going to help you. It's not going to make you successful. So you really have to take action. I want to go over some motivational quotes. How about we do that? And again, if you have any questions, put them in the chats. I'll answer your questions. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. I agree with that 100%. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. That's funny because I'm thinking I'm plugging myself in. I had an incident that happened to me in life. Well, for those that know, I got laid off earlier on in my career. That's something that happened. But how did I react to it? Well, I decided I wanted to counter that by going out there and being an entrepreneur and not being dependent on corporate America. That's how I reacted of it. And it worked out well for me. So it's so true. That's by Charles R. Swindle. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Let's see here. Let me think of see another quote out here. You will never win if you never begin. That's so true. It's all about taking action. You will never win if you never begin. That's kind of like common sense right there, right? Knowing is not enough. You must apply. Willing is not enough. You must do. Most people don't take action. That's basically what it comes down to. Most people do not take action. So I was just giving you some motivational quotes, and just if you have any questions, again, I always say put them in the chats about real estate. Just trying to help people out. Let's see here. What else am I to go to? People are always asking me where are the deals at. I'm gonna pick up Kentucky. I'm gonna go through Kentucky and look for some deals. My goal is to get to 75,000 likes. It's kind of hard to do it when we don't have a lot of people, but it's all good. I'm gonna look for a deal. I'm gonna actually look for a deal live on my live, and I'm gonna show you how you can do the same thing. Now I'm gonna look as a real estate investor, as an entrepreneur, and I just come on here, man, and just show you. You learn this skill set. You learn this skill. It could be a big change for you. I think I found something. Let's check this out. This is pending. Watch this. This is pending. But don't let that. I want to show you something. This is how us as real estate investors, how we look at deals and stuff. Let me know by tapping your screen. Let's tap away because Eric is, again, man, Eric, you're always showing people how to make this happen, man. For free? Yeah, for free, man. Let's see, it's 9:21 where I'm at. I'm gonna gauge how long I'll be in here. Let's see how many likes we get and how many questions we get. I don't know if it's a deal or not, but I want y'all to see this. All right. So I see something here. It is $109,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1764 square. That's pretty big, by the way. That's a pretty good size home right there. 1764 at 109,000. That's in Kentucky. So let's take a look at these pictures. Let's take a look at it. Already you can see it probably needs a new roof, but let's take a look. And y'all tap y'all screen, guys, because this is the type of stuff, man, people ain't showing y'all out here, man. I'm just trying to give you a little glimpse on how this works. But I come out here and I look at these properties like this, and I turn around, buy them, get them fixed up, and then I turn around and rent these things. This house now, so far, it looks pretty clean. I don't think it needs a whole lot of work, just looking at it real quick. Now, my whole goal is not to wholesale or fix and flip. My whole goal is to rent this thing out. All right? I agree with you. What's going on, Columnist 888? Yeah, I think it looks pretty good so far. I like it. This is the type of properties I get all day long. Now, somebody was asking me, hey, Eric, do you like to get auctions, foreclosures, short sales, pre-foreclosures? To me, man, it just doesn't matter. As I've learned about real estate, some methods are a little bit harder. Like the auction, I'm not going to say you can't find a deal, but there's too much red tape. And I don't like all that. That's just me personally. You can find deals on there, but man, the next thing is you have to pay cash for them and you can't do no inspections on them, okay? I'm going to spend this kind of money. I got to have an inspection on my investment. That's just the way I think. To check this house out, what y'all think? Give me a thumbs up if yes, or give me a thumbs down no, and continue to tap your screen. Y'all tell me what y'all think, and then I'll tell you what I think. Just getting your opinion. Let's play a little game here. Thumbs up, yes, it's a good deal. Thumbs down, no. What y'all think? I'm just looking at it. I'm like y'all, man. Okay, so I just saw one person. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. I guess y'all want to know how to get to corporate America. I understand. No big deal. No problem. No problem. So far, I kind of like it. It's pretty clean. But now I want to look at the numbers. I know it doesn't need a whole lot of rehab. Maybe a new roof. And I make sure Guys, when I buy my property, I get everything fixed up front. There's a reason for that because um, I'll tell you why in a little bit. I don't want to give y'all all the sauce. All right, let's look at the numbers now because now the numbers have to make sense. Let me know if y'all ready. Tap your screen. Let me know you ready because this is in Kentucky, by the way. This is in Kentucky. All right. Let's look at the numbers now because the numbers have to make sense. Let's run these likes up, man. Let's run these likes up, man. I'm sure there's somebody out there right now that is sick and tired of their corporate America job. They may even have some extra money and they want to know how to get into real estate. And the only way they'll know is by you helping me out by tapping the screen. All right. So what I do is I go, and by the way, I'll be talking about this more on my 5-day challenge coming up because I go into detail, man, in my 5-day challenge. This is about to be on. For those that want to get started in real estate and don't know how, and they trying to figure out what to do, and they got a little extra money from income tax or whatever, I'm about to show you how to make it happen. Now check this out. I use this software program, which you get in my ebook for free. Okay, but watch this. Now we're going to look at the numbers. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1764 square foot. Okay, I like that. On market deal. Okay. Now here's one thing I want you to see. Last year, this is why I like real estate because that same house last year was $174,000. That's what it was worth. This number, by the way, is the same thing as your ARV or the after repaired value or estimated value. It's all the same thing. It was worth 174. You can see the line how it's gone up. 5 years, 3 years. You can see how it just shot up because it's the economy. And then on top of that, right now, it's worth $235,000. So let's do the math on that because I want y'all to see something. This is why I love real estate. I like real estate. That's my main investment. But I'm going to clear this out and I want y'all to see something. All right, let me pull out the calculator. So you see 235. Okay, 235,000. I want to see how much equity I got in that. 123 minus the 174. Let's see. Let's check it out. 174. Man, that's $61,000. Most people can't even save $61,000. The way inflation is and people are losing jobs, you get into real estate, as soon as you sign on the dotted line, you made $61,000. Now, that's unrealized capital gain, but the point is it's yours. Right? It's yours. So $61,000. Now I want to pull up the comps because comps is a big thing when it comes to real estate. You need to know what the comps are. Well, that's what I like about this software program is because it'll show you all the stuff you need. Okay? There's comps, demographic, tax information, mortgage, documentation. So I'm going to go straight to the comps. I'm going to pull it up. And okay, you just got one deal. But you just got one deal, single family house, and it lets you know how much you can buy it for because of the comps. That's what it's worth. $235,000. All right. So I'm just saying this stuff works. All right. So if it's worth, which it shows it right here, if it's worth $235,000, okay, $235,000. Hold on one second. So when it's worth $235,000, guess what? Let's see. Is that a deal or not? How much was it for sale for? Let me know if that was a deal or not. I'm just curious what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Hold on one second. I mean, we can't even save that much. It's for sale for 109, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 17. Is that a deal? Yes or no? Oz says yes. But thank you, Oz, for responding. I appreciate you, my man. But yeah, it is a deal. $109,000 what it's worth. What it's for sale for. It shows it right here. It's worth $235,000. So yeah, it's a deal. All right. So there you go. I like doing real estate. Somebody says, my wife and I are completely broke. I wish I had enough money just to buy food. King Hopper. Sorry to hear that, but most people, I don't know what your situation is, but we are able to get these cell phones, aren't we? We're on live right now. So cell phones are pretty expensive, but people are able to pay for those pretty good, and they're not cheap. Cell phones are not cheap, but I wish you the best. What other questions do we got about real estate? Come up in here. Somebody said no, it's not a good deal. Okay, no worries. Let me come down here. What else we got? Instant equity capture. I love this. Yeah, to me that's a good property. It's a no-brainer. Instant equity. I think it was 61,000. Yeah, that's a deal. That is a deal. And I don't live in Kentucky, obviously, but I mean not obviously, but I don't live in Kentucky. But yeah, it's a deal. And then, so you get that property, you buy it. I was gonna get into that shatter. I do that all the time. No problem though. But look, I take that property, and what I do is any rehab that needs to get done to it, I use something called a hard money loan. And the best thing about a hard money loan, it takes care of the purchase price, rehab, and closing costs. No big deal. Purchase price and closing costs. And then, this is my favorite part, I can rent this thing out. Now, you asked a great question. You said, how do you rent this thing out? Good question, Shatter. Shatter, where are you from, by the way? Tell me what city and state you're from. I'm going to show you something. Because I rent my properties out to low-income housing Section 8. I know people think, man, that's not a good idea. No, that's a really good idea because I get paid to the government. I get paid to the government, and it's guaranteed income. So that makes it good. So I'm just going to put it in Florida, okay? You said Florida. All right? Watch this. Now, what I like best is when it comes to public housing, it's everywhere, okay? It's everywhere. Some cities, some places have it more than others, okay? And I get paid through the government, period, point blank. Let me show you something. Can y'all tap y'all screen? My goal is to get, I always say, man, y'all help me out because what I'm showing you is some stuff that a lot of people are not really doing this out here. They're showing you the boats and their cars and stuff. I know y'all like that, but man, I just want to give you value. And I think it's pretty good. So you could put your property on here and get paid guaranteed income every single month. There are some properties out here. He's renting his out. This landlord knows he's renting his property out to Section 8. He's renting his property out to Section 8. Here's a couple of them right here. So 1950, this 4-bedroom, 2-bath. But what's good about it is, you know, us as landlords, like myself, I get paid every single month guaranteed. And people don't realize how good it is. It's just, I always tell people, you got to be careful who you let in your ear. Because people will shatter your dreams. Because they feel like they can't do it, they'll talk you out of your dreams. And guess what? You won't do it just because they said it. But they have no investment properties. And that's how much of an effect somebody can have on you. That's why I have this community. And I'm helping people and motivating people and inspiring them that you can do this, but you've got to get negative people out of your life because if not, I've been there, trust me, they will bring you down. First house at 23. Awesome, Shatter. That's good. Congratulations. Now, what I teach is about real estate investing. I'm more of about teaching people about financial freedom through real estate investing. So getting your second, third, and fourth, and whatever houses. I'm more on the investment side, not the primary home side. What software are you using to locate the properties? Truth. This one right here. This is the one that I use. And I teach this all the time. Okay? I teach this all the time. I use this one. And I'll be going over again over this in my 5-day challenge. Awesome. Shatter says, I'm a licensed realtor. You know what, Shatter? I was a licensed realtor too when I first started out in real estate because I thought I needed my license to buy properties and be a real estate investor. Actually, I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I became a licensed realtor and then I decided, you know what, it's good and all, but I said, wait a minute. I'm exchanging time for wages. You know, I got to go out there, go get a property, get commission. And then that's the way I do it. Then once I close on the deal, I got to go do this again. But I said, man, there's got to be a better way. And then I found about real estate investing as me being an investor. So now I buy the properties, get them rehab, use other people's money, and then rent these things out to Section 8. A lot better. To me, to me. Now I'm no longer exchanging time for wages. Now I'm no longer making somebody else's dreams come true. I'm making my own dreams come true. And I get passive income and build generational wealth. I talk about this all the time because it works. It's effective. And I've been doing it since the early 2000s. So I'm just trying to give you a little piece of information. Being a realtor is not bad, but man, building wealth and getting passive income through real estate as an investor, it's the way to go, man. But that's good that you're an investor. Yeah, Jerome, I definitely do use private money. That's one way to get funding for your deals. Commas says, you said that your clients are healthcare workers. So how are they on Section 8? No. Okay, so this is how this works. Commas. When I rent my properties out, okay, I rent them out to different tenant base. I call it tenant bases or tenant types. Section 8 is one. Traveling nurses is another one. Insurance companies is another. And event spaces. Okay? So in other words, I have options. And I'll be teaching you this in my 5-day challenge. But they're not the same. It's just different tenant bases. That's what I like to do. Section 8, that's one. Traveling nurses, I can rent out to traveling nurses. That's a separate one. Insurance companies, right? Insurance policy holders, that's another one. And then event spaces. So it's powerful. Again, like I said, I explain that more in detail, guys, in my 5-day challenge. That's why I created it, to give you this information, to give you this knowledge. Then you can go out there and execute if you want. That's the only way that's going to be able to happen. People don't talk about, you hear people talking about Section 8, and I'll admit, to me, that's my favorite one. Every one of them has a different purpose, and it's all depending on what you're looking for. But most of my tenants are on low-income housing Section 8, and that's what I like the best. All right. Any questions about real estate? Put them in the chats. Y'all are asking some great questions, man. I come on here all the time, man. Goodness gracious, man. We got a silent crowd. I have to laugh every time, man. I come out here. I go on other social medias, man. They ask me all kind of questions, man. I come on here, man. It's like y'all just, I don't know, man. Oh, I got a new little screen set up. I don't know what happened here. But anyway, for those that want to know, I do have a 5-day challenge coming up. It's starting Sunday. My 5-day challenge is coming up Sunday. Here I am live, okay? And all you got to do is click the link right here. All right? There it is. I can assure you, who is this? Jerome Timmons. Is the 5-day challenge for experienced investors or beginners only? No, this is for experienced and beginners, but I don't know what level. Okay, that's a hard question. It's like, where's the line between experienced and beginners? Where do I draw the line? You know, so I give out just all kind of content, like how do you find deals, how do you get funding for your deals, and how you cash flow your deals. All right. So this is really for everybody. I can assure you, probably, I don't know how many properties you have, Jerome, but when you get down to this one, this cash flow, I don't know who you rent your properties out to, but most people that are experienced, when they come to my challenge, they don't know about some of these techniques here. I'm just being honest with you. They don't know something about my techniques. So unless you know about traveling nurses and insurance companies and event spaces, and then maybe, I don't know if you know all the funding strategies that I use or that are out there and all the different ways to find deals, but especially the one for the cash flow. Apostle Anthony, do you have classes? Yeah. The 5-day challenge that I've been talking about for the last 30 minutes. It's a 5-day challenge. Yeah, so yes, I do classes. A 5-day challenge. Click the link if you're interested in it. It is coming up on Sunday. So yeah, I do classes. But I do have a certain amount of openings. It won't be available much longer. All right. Any other questions about real estate? Got a quiet crowd tonight, man. How long is the 5-day challenge? I would say, if I was to guess, 5 days. It's 5 days. But it is 1 hour each. Sometimes I go a little bit longer, but I always ask for permission if I can't. But I don't want to leave y'all hanging. But it's usually 5 hours each one. If you can't make it, that's okay, because I'm gonna put the replays in the private community that I've created, and people are already in it, communicating and networking. So that's good too. But yeah, it's gonna be 1 hour each day, starting on Sunday, and then it will end on Wednesday. And yeah, it's gonna be good. But like I said, if you can't make it, don't worry about it, because I will have the replays in the private community, and you're gonna be getting some gifts, bonuses, and other resources to help you out. So yeah, there you go. So yeah. Any other questions? I'll be on tomorrow, guys. I plan on coming on. I might do it from one of my properties. I tried a live there last time from one of my properties, but the connection was bad, but I might try it again, because I'm rehabbing one of my properties right now. So I want y'all to see the process. I want y'all to see the process. Let me see what else is out there, man. I'm going to look for other deals. Man. Atlanta. Let me try Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, Georgia. I remember I didn't know how to do any of this stuff when I first started out. I would have loved to have somebody come on here. I would have easily given 700,000 likes myself. I guess nobody feels like giving no likes tonight, man. Woo! I'm still giving out sauce. Still giving out game. I'm going to look up Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to actually look for a deal on here for you. I'm going to look for a deal out here for you guys. All right, let's see what you can find, Eric. Okay. I'm going to show y'all how to do this, man. I'm showing you exactly what I did. Again, you learn this skill and get you out of corporate America if you let it. I think I found me something. Let me see what I can find. I think I found me. I'm waiting for my computer to boot up. Man, this is slow. Computer is slow tonight. Let's see what we can find in Atlanta, Georgia. Ooh, I found 2 houses. Let's check it out. Ooh wee! I think I found one. This will make a good. This is a big house, though. This is kind of big. A big house. Got a lot of carpet. Uh-oh. This might be a good one to show y'all. I don't know if y'all want this. I don't think y'all want this, because we don't even have I'm trying to get to 75,000 likes, and I don't think y'all want this. I found a deal. I don't think y'all want it, man. I was gonna break this down and show y'all. This is Atlanta, Georgia, by the way. Let me see here. Hold on. 1 second. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't hold this one back. I'm not even gonna hold this one back. I'm gonna show y'all. Check it out. Check this one out. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I'm gonna flip my screen around. Even without the likes, I'm still gonna show y'all. That's how much I want people to win. There's enough out here for everybody. There really is. There's enough out here for everybody. Now this one just came up, and look. There's 7 different ways to find deals. I'm just showing you one way right now. Here it is right here. Look at this. Realtor.com. You come in here. I'm just putting in Atlanta, Georgia. I came down here. I found a house. This one's new. It just came up here. Okay? Now watch this. It's for sale for $104,000. Let's just say 105. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1686 square foot. By the way, that's pretty big. Now, who wants me to do a deep dive on this house right here? You let me know. Let me know by tapping the screen. Because if not, because I got to gauge what y'all want. I don't want to sit here and do this if y'all don't want this. Anthony says me. Okay, Anthony, this is for you then, man. You the only one. Man, this is for you, Anthony. I guess everybody else want to know how to work at corporate America. This is for you. I'm going to show you something. Now, I'll admit, this is a pretty good size home. I'm not into fix and flip. All I do is buy and rent. All right? All I do is buy and rent these things out. Can you do this? You don't need a license for this. You don't have to go to college and spend all your money and spend all your time and 4 years of your life and not guaranteed a degree when you get out, or not a degree, but a job when you get out. I'm showing you as soon as you buy this house, if you do it right, you can make money. Okay, but look at this home. And all I want to do is rent this thing out. I want to fix it up if it needs it. And what y'all think? Give me a thumbs up and tap the screen. What y'all think? I just getting y'all's opinion. That's all. I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think it looks good too. I think it looks real good, man. It don't need a lot. It needs some cleaning up. Maybe I would replace the carpet. Maybe I would replace the carpet. But other than that, man, this is not bad. Okay, need some flooring. Let's just say in flooring. Okay, you can see that's busted up. Okay, maybe get all this cleaned up. It needs some updates, yeah. Now I want to talk about something about updates, guys. When you do these properties, you don't need to get fancy with it. That's one of the mistakes that most investors make. Beginners especially, but even experienced. Okay, it needs appliances. Because when I go in my properties, I replace these, okay? I get everything fixed up front. I'm not worried about that those are wood. See, most people would go in there and replace all that. You don't need to. Maybe refurbish them, but it's still good. But definitely I would be getting these replaced. All right, let me keep moving, man. Let me keep moving. I'm gonna show y'all this, man. This is this is a good lesson right here. Okay, definitely needs floor. Definitely needs some paint. And it needs some touch up. Okay, yeah, definitely needs some paint. But this is a good house right here. Really, really good house. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a deep dive on it. Who wants me to do a deep dive, man? You want me to look at some numbers on this? What y'all think? You think it's worth it? You think this will make a good rental? Just looking at the pictures? It's a good size. Can you imagine a family living in there? This just needs cleaning up. Can you imagine being a landlord investor? Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. Once I see enough deep dives, man, I'll move forward, man. I could talk about real estate all day long, man, and help people out, man. I'm telling you, this stuff is, man, I don't think people realize how good this platform is. I'll be teaching on here, man, for free. Man, the heck am I doing out here, man? It just got a lot of stuff in here. This is easy right here. You don't get it cleaned up. You hire people to make this happen. But look at this. Okay, maybe need some updates in the bathroom. Okay, we got that too. Okay, I kind of like it though. It still works. It's got a lot of potential. This house got a lot of potential, man. No, I don't think this is the garage. This is the garage. Nope, you might be right. It might be a basement. All right. Somebody said tear it down. You might need to show up to my 5-day challenge, man. Somebody said something, tear it down. Oh, goodness. All right, man. Now let's go to my favorite software program. Okay. Now I want y'all to see this. Please pay attention to this. Because this is an important one I'm about to show you. Okay. It needs some rehab work. It needs some rehab. I'm going to go on the deep end. Okay. I'm going to go on the deep end. Okay. And I want y'all to see something. I'm going to go way on the other side. I'm going to exaggerate. I want y'all to see this. This is important what I'm about to show you. It's 105,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1686. This is a big home, by the way, okay? Now I want y'all to see something. Remember that price right there, 105. You're going to have to get, let's do a estimate on the rehab. Let's just say on the deep end, $80,000. All right. Let's just say on the deep end, $80,000. Now, what I also want you to see is this. This is important. What I'm about to show you. When I match it up with here, now I got to go through my stage of my own research of my property. So I got it under due diligence. I got it under contract. And let me show you something. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. 1686 square foot. That's the same thing that it showed on the other site. Okay, off market. I like that because I ain't going to have as much competition because I'm using that software program I just told you. But here is where it even gets better. This is what I love about real estate. Last year, the same property was $247,000. Now it's worth $294,000. So it just went up, whatever that is, $40-something thousand. Okay, $47,000. just in 1 year. This property is going up. You can see it right here. It's a trend, okay? And it just continuously going up. But that's what the house is worth. Are you picking up what I just put down? No, I'm a real estate investor. I do the buy and hold strategy. So I'll take that property. I just told you it's worth 294. Even if you took it and added the 80,000, so say you was 185,000 all in. So say you added $80,000 worth of rehab, so it came out to 185. I'm just going off the cuff. Is it still worth it? Look at what it's worth. Say yes or no. I'm just making sure we all understand. Can y'all see what I'm seeing, or not really, or y'all don't really? Let me move on, man. All right, man. What questions we got tonight? Yeah, you're still making a huge profit. You're making a huge profit, a massive profit, man. Man. You're looking at. I gotta do the math on that. I was 294. 294 minus the 180. I said, $80,000 worth of that's $114,000. $114,000 equity capture. As soon as you sign on the dotted line, I don't think people realize how powerful real estate is. I don't think people realize. All right, man. Let me get out of here, man. Let me get out of here. How did you find a 300,000 house for 100,000? Daniel G. This is why I tell people I'm giving you game right now. This is for free. I need to come to that 5-day challenge, and you're gonna learn that and a whole lot more. Oh, I didn't even show y'all this. I forgot. Oh, I went to PropStream, by the way. How do you become a broker? Well, you do have to have a license, and you have to be an active license for at least 3 years. But I'm not trying to be a broker. I'm out there being a real estate investor. I used to want to be a broker too, but I just found out that's not something that I do. Now watch this. I just showed you that that property right there. I take my property, that one right there, after I get a rehab, and I do what? I put it on low income housing Section 8. This is in Atlanta, Georgia, and I get paid through the government. The tenants don't pay me, the government pays me. Look at it. Look at all of us as real estate investors. All right. Look at us as being real estate investors. We put our property on here, put tenants in here, and get paid every single month. I don't think people get it, man. Y'all are sleeping on this information, man. Y'all are sleeping on this. Look at this guy who put his property on Section 8, and you can too, and you'll start getting tenants calling you, and you'll get guaranteed income. So I've been doing it since the early 2000s, but I'm just showing you, man, what is available out there. I used to ask the same question, and I'm going to be answering that and a whole lot more in my 5-day challenge. But Mildred is asking, do you have to be a real estate agent before being an investor? No, you do not. I used to think the same thing. So they're two separate things. When you're an agent, you're representing a buyer or a seller, and you're under a broker with your license. When you're an investor, they don't coincide. So no, you don't. I used to think the same thing, and I can understand that, but no, you don't have to have your license to do what I do. Us as real estate investors, what we'll do is we'll go out there and we'll get realtors on our team. All right. So as a homeowner, you can put your home up for Section 8 so you can make money, basically. Okay, so this is kind of confusing, but your question. Who is this? Okay, Dot. Let me explain something to you. I'm teaching about real estate investing. So I'm not teaching about your primary home. So if you have a primary home, the only way you can rent that thing out is by you moving out and go buying another one. And then, yes, you can rent that out to Section 8. Yeah, you can put your house up for rent to Section 8. Who is going to repair the house if the tenant damaged it? Okay, Jamusha Dinsa. That's one of the biggest questions people always ask. Okay, so this is what I've learned, okay? Is that potential for a human being to damage your property? Yes. How do you minimize that? The first step is screening your tenants. That's very, very important. You got to screen your tenants to make sure you got good tenants. The reason why I do Section 8 is because I know this. This is what people don't realize when it comes to Section 8 housing. These families that apply for Section 8, they get subsidized rent through the government. When they sign up for the program, they don't get it in 30 days. That's not how it works. They don't get it in 5 minutes. They're on a waiting list. And that waiting list can be anywhere from 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. So what am I telling you? Because they're on there for so long, a lot of times what will happen is when they do finally get off the housing program, or not off of it, when they're finally off the waiting list and they go out there and look for properties, they see how difficult it is for them to find stuff. And when they find somebody like a Section 8 landlord like myself, yeah, they will take care of your property. Because what happens is if they don't, that voucher can get taken away from them. And then they're back to square one again, and that's homeless. So they got a lot to lose. People don't realize that, but they have a lot to lose. And you as an investor, when you can learn it, the program, like I know it, you benefit because you don't have as much competition because landlords don't want to accept them because they listen to the negativity. Now, you have bad tenants, whether it's on Section 8 or not. That doesn't matter. You still have to screen your tenants no matter what. And that's another thing. When they're on Section 8, I still screen my tenants. But yeah, I've been doing Section 8 since the early 2000s. But I also teach people about traveling nurses. I teach them about insurance companies, events. Let me show you another one. That same house, all right? That same house, you could do this with it. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to hit y'all up on another game. Tap your screen if you're really liking this right now, because I don't know. I'm just making sure I'm going in the right direction. What criteria do you use to screen them? JB. I do things like I do background checks. I do screenings. I do background checks, employment history, rental history, just to name a few, criminal background. But there's some other tricks and stuff that I've learned throughout the years that I teach people, and I show my mentors how to do this, and that they don't have that problem like most people, because there's other little tricks and things I found. All right. Let's see. Section 8 is good for somebody that's trying to come up and save. Section A is good for somebody that's trying to come up. Okay. But yeah, let me show you something. You can rent your properties out to, let me show you something. You can rent your properties out by the hour. All right. You can rent your properties out by the hour, and that's a good thing. So now you can do a little bit something different. I started doing this during COVID. Watch this. This is good stuff I'm about to show you. Let me see if I can find it. 1 second. Go ahead and tap your screen for this one, man, because y'all might like this. You might like this one I'm about to show y'all, man. This is good right here. I rent my properties out by the hour. You could do wedding events, baby showers, quinceañeras. Look, I'm going to show y'all. Y'all going to be like, what? Yeah. You can rent your house out by the hour. If you have an apartment, telling you, man. Let's see here. I'm about to show y'all some game. Please tap, man. I'm showing y'all how to make this happen, man. Okay, man. You don't have to do me no taps, man. I'm used to it, man. It's no big deal. Ain't nobody else showing you this stuff out here. Look, I'm gonna show you something. This is good. I'm gonna flip my screen around. I showed you can rent your properties out by the hour. Look at this person. Fabulous Factory, downtown Atlanta. They're renting it out for $250 an hour. Okay? All right? You can put your property up here and get your property rented for the hour. Just imagine if you rented it out for let's see here. Let me pull out the calculator. You go through the month and you rent it out for just 8 hours. I think that's reasonable. At $250, okay? That's $2,000. Yeah, some houses rent out for $2,000 or whatever, that you know you can get that. Look at this one. This is $450 an hour you can rent that house for. Cushy minimalist home near Mercedes. Say that real fast. $450 an hour. That's not bad. All right. I just showed you something different. Maybe y'all knew that. I don't know. All right. What other questions we got, guys? Any other questions about real estate investing? If I'm about to get off, but I'm going to come back on tomorrow. I show everybody this because I do have a 5-day man, y'all are not going to let me get that 75,000. It's okay. I got to laugh every time I come on here, man. But anyway, I do have a 5-day challenge coming up. Yes, I'll be in there live. Limited seats this Sunday. There you go. Click the link right there. And any other questions before I get out of here? Any other questions before I leave? Any other questions? Just answers. What criteria? Yeah, I answered that about the criteria. Yeah, screening, but you got to screen your tenants, man, whether they're on Section 8 or not. Whether they're on Section 8 or not, you must screen your tenants. All right? I think that's about it for tonight. I think that. Do I teach how to do Airbnb? I'm not big on Airbnb. I like traveling nurses, insurance companies, event spaces. You'll find out those are a lot better. I did Airbnb for a while. I'm not a big fan of it. That's just me personally. You'll find out you can make more money doing these other ones I show. Everybody's doing the other ones. Everybody's doing Airbnb. But I love doing traveling nurses, insurance companies. Real estate testing advice. Real estate and testing advice. Yeah, you have to. It took me about when I got my. Are you talking about getting your license, Apostle? Because if you're talking about getting your license, it took me about 2 times at least before I passed the test. It was pretty hard. But if I can go back in time, I wouldn't even took it. I wouldn't even taken it because you got to keep up with your license. You got to do the license. Okay. You got to do something called an MCE. So you got to go back and get refresher training every 3 years. But I just noticed I don't want to be going out there looking for a property for a buyer or selling a property and getting a commission. Because I'm exchanging time for wages. It's like working a job. You're just self-contractor, right? It's people are missing this concept here. You can get into real estate investing, get a property, own it, rent it out, and get cash flow every single month. It's just not as popular as everything else out there. I don't get it, but what's a good site to list for traveling nurses and hourly? Thanks. There's a lot of sites out there, and I'll be going over that again in my 5-day challenge. But one of them you can put on there is Zillow. You can put it on Zillow. I have to take 12-hour class every 2 years. Okay, it's 12, whatever it is. I know it's every 2 years or 3 years, but yeah, it's called an MCE class, and it costs money. But like I said, I'm not. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. It just for me, it just made sense because I went through the process, and I've been through it. I said, man, as a real estate investor, I'm owning properties. I'm owning them. Whereas a realtor, I'm making a commission, and then just. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just I don't know. How do you find the healthcare workers and the insurance companies? Come to the 5-day challenge. That's what it's for. Because there's going to be more questions you have, people. Like Calmness88 says, where do you get healthcare workers? I'm going to teach you all that stuff. I'm going to teach you how to advertise to them. I'm going to teach you how to get the calls. I'm going to show you the website, all that stuff. And that's the whole point. Yeah, you can get little bits and pieces of information from my live, but you're going to get it all in the 5-day challenge. So if that's what you want to do, come to it. If not a big deal. Kamushi Dinsa says it doesn't worth. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Any other questions, guys, about real estate investing? What other questions y'all have? Again, I'll be on tomorrow. I try to come on every single day just to teach y'all about real estate, man. But this stuff works. Being an agent? Yeah, it costs, it's expensive. It costs a whole lot. I'm going to tell you like this. The broker that I went through, I could tell you I don't know if I should tell you that. I'll tell you a company, the broker that's a really good. They have a lot of good training. Um, uh, is Keller Williams. They're really good. Remax, just very expensive, but they've been around for a long time. Same thing with Century 21. Century 21's been around for a long time, but if you want to go through somebody that's going to train you real well, um, I would have to say Keller Williams. Now, I'm not here to promote to being a realtor. I'm teaching you about real estate investing. So, yeah, first time buyer, awesome, awesome. But yeah, to me, it just doesn't make sense. My whole goal was to not exchange time for wages. And if I became a realtor, that's what I'd have to do. And I wasn't doing that again. I like being my own boss. I like buying my own properties. I like renting them out. I like getting passive income, generational wealth. I can take the equity out, go buy more deals, and the list just goes on and on. All right, the list just goes on and on how to do when it comes to real estate. Very very effective. I'm telling you, this is how 90% of all millionaires make their money. It's not being a realtor. It's not being a wholesaler. It's not doing fix and flip. It's just what I'm teaching you right now, and that's the buy and hold strategy. So I'm just telling you what works. But a lot of people have a different way of looking at things. How do I subscribe to the 5-day challenge? You come right up here to there's a link right up there. And all you got to do is sign up right there. And be sure that you register. Be sure that you register. All right? Raja and anybody else. All you got to do, okay, is click right here. That's it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. But I'm going to show y'all. I always ask, does anybody want to see one of my deals? If so, tap the screen and I'm going to show y'all something. If you want to. If you want to. If you don't, no big deal. I'm already doing this, man. I always say I'm always doing it. I'm just trying to help other people out. If you're tired of that corporate America grind and you want to build wealth, or you could be behind the 8 ball for the rest, I said I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be behind the 8 ball from this point on. Once I got laid off, that was my wake-up call. And I said, man, I am not doing this again. Here's a property that I rent out to traveling nurses. Let me know if y'all want to see this. I rent this one out to traveling nurses. This is a pretty good one. And normally I rent this property out for $1,850, but because I deal with traveling nurses, I can double it and get $3,700 a month. Watch this. This is a good one right here, man. Oh, and I still have it, and I still have this property, and I rent it out. But when the market was higher interest rates and things were different, I swapped and did traveling nurses on here. Watch this. To me is better than Airbnb, by the way. This is better than Airbnb. Watch this. Whoops, hold on. Show y'all this. Now I just rent this property out and get paid every single month. I like traveling nurses because I'm dealing with a different clientele. They're in there for at least 4 months, whereas Airbnb is a higher turnover rate. These Airbnb, they may stay in there for 1 or 2 days. I like this 12 months with Section 8, and then I like traveling nurses because it's a little bit longer and I get double the income. So again, normally where I'm at, I charge $1,850 if they were on Section 8, but because I'm dealing with traveling nurses, I get $3,700. Who likes this information I'm giving y'all? I'm just curious. Let me know by tapping the screen and give me a thumbs up. Do y'all like this, or y'all falling asleep on me? What, am I boring y'all? Y'all don't want to know how to make money, or y'all already know how to do this? You tell me. And there's Anthony. Anthony should give me that thumbs up, man. D gives me a thumbs up. But when you can rent your properties out like this, now here's another thing I like about traveling nurses, because with traveling nurses, I don't worry about them tearing up my properties. First of all, they're professionals, and then 2, they're at work more than they're at my properties. That's what I've experienced. That's why I like dealing with and they don't mind paying double the rent, so I can get higher than market rent. I mean, it's just, that to me is like my second behind low-income housing Section 8. And they're in the properties anywhere from 3 to 4 months. This is one of my properties that I rent out, like I said. Now, I did this. I bought some washer and dryers. That paid for itself just by 1 month. I mean, it paid for itself. So just showing y'all different ways, man. And it's good to have different options because, you know, say I don't want Section 8 or just at least I learned something different. Not just what I show people, but I'm giving you opportunities, guys, just to change up and level up. But yeah, I don't care to be a realtor. I've been there before and I got rid of my license. It just wasn't me, just wasn't me. I love the idea of owning. When you own something, it puts you in a whole other category. Put you in that's how true wealth is built. All right. When COVID hit, did it affect your business? Not one bit, not 1 ounce. It really didn't, because you got to realize people have to have a place to live. The government didn't stop paying me. The government didn't stop paying me, and people have to have a place to live, no matter how you look at it. It's a necessity of life. So did it affect my business? Not one bit. Now I will say this: I have some friends and some colleagues to where yes, it did hurt their business. Now most of mine, like I said, are on low income housing Section 8. Still got paid to the government. Where my friends that had tenants that were teachers or non-essentials, yeah, they lost their homes. So I've been through a recession, never lost a tenant. Never lost a tenant. All right. So there you go. Good question, though. Very good question. So that was one of my properties right there. I still have it today. I rent it out. So yeah. Are the nurses paying the rent or their employees paying? Commas 888. What they get is, okay, with traveling nurses, they get what you call stipends. And a stipend for them is like, it's not an allowance. It's like, I forgot what you call that. It's not an allowance. It's called, but anyway, it's a stipend. They get cost of living, because they're traveling. So, and it's something that they can afford. And a lot of times with traveling nurses, they come in pairs. Okay, so because of safety, per diem. That's it, per diem. I couldn't think of the word. They get a per diem. They get a per diem for food, and they get a per diem for housing. So it goes to them, and then I get paid through their per diem. So that's how that works. But they call it a stipend is what it's called. But it's the same thing as a per diem. With Section 8, these families get what you call a voucher. And then I got to sign their RTFA packet. And they got to sign it and fill it out. And then we submit that back to the housing authority. And then they come out and do an inspection on the property. As long as it passes inspection, then I start getting paid every single month on the 1st for 12 months. So that's how that works. So they're both good. It's just depending on what you're looking for. It's depending on what you want. I like the consistency. And that's where Section 8 comes in. And again, I've been through the 2000 dot bubble. I've been through the 2008 crash. I've been through COVID. Still got paid with Section 8. Still got paid. Government doesn't shut down. Government does not shut down. All right. Any other questions, man, before I get out of here? Again, can you deny a Section 8 tenant if they do not? Yeah. You can deny. It doesn't have to be Section 8. You can deny any tenant that doesn't meet your requirement. It doesn't matter if they're Section 8 or not. You can deny them. All right. How to hide utilization. I'm not understanding what you're getting at. How to hide utilization. I don't have a clue on what you're talking about. I don't know if you're at another live or what. But yeah, you can deny Section 8 and any tenant for whatever reason. I have to do that all the time because sometimes I've had tenants that are have a bad rental history. I've had it to where they had bad, I've had to deny some because they have pets. I don't accept pets in my properties. So yeah, the key is whatever your criteria is, be sure you're fair amongst everybody. Don't just pick and choose and customize your criteria to who it is. To hide our credit utilization. I don't have a clue on what you're talking about. I'm sorry, Annie. I'm a real estate investor. I don't know if you're talking about screening tenants, credit utilization. What about it? I mean, if they have bad credit, I can deny them. I mean, it is what it is. What's the difference between user personal loan to pay? Yeah, I don't know. You lost me on that one. You cannot hide. What's the difference with Section 8 and regular house inspection? Anything? Okay. What's the difference with Section 8 and regular house inspection? Okay, first of all, regular house inspection, when an inspector come out there, they're certified through the state, and they're going to be way more in depth. Okay, they're going to be way more in depth than somebody from the department of the Section 8 Public Housing Authority. They're not really certified through the state, so to speak, but when they come out and check my rental properties and yours too, there are some basic things that they will check, like they're going to check all your electrical outlets. They're going to check all the switches, make sure the plumbing is good, like hot and cold water. They're going to check the water heater, the AC. Those are the things. It's more of general. Whereas with a regular house inspection, no, they're doing that thing tooth and nail, right? They're checking the roof. They're checking the AC unit. They're going to run it. They're checking the flooring. They're checking the foundation. They're checking behind the walls. And it's a fee depending on where you're at. Where I'm at is $350 to $400, whereas with Section 8, it's not a fee. So, but they don't get as in depth. Good question. Somebody said, pay your credit cards. Use a personal loan to pay them. Your utilization will be zero. Yeah, I'm not. You lost me with that one. Just credit utilization. Again, as a landlord, I'm not looking at. I just seeing what the credit score is. If the credit score is not good, if it's not high enough to what I want, then yeah, I just pass them up. Yeah. Okay. You were kind of getting kind of off on that, but anyway, any other questions before I get out of here? All right, guys. Again, I see. Yes, they do. So Section 8 is K. I wouldn't say it's K. It's a process. You got another process, and you can get really lost in it if you don't get the right training. Trust me on that. So it's not cake. It's not. It's cake for me because I know it very well. You know, I know the process very well. But I'm not somebody that doesn't know. No, it ain't that easy, and it's not like they're just going to come out and show you and help you along the way. I wish I was a tenant again. New Jersey paid too expensive. All right. Yeah, I'm talking about real estate investing. But any other questions, guys, before I get out of here? I'll be on tomorrow, but I'm just showing you how to get passive income and change your lifestyle if that's what you want to do. I did it through real estate, and I love teaching it. I do have a 5-day challenge coming up, guys. Click the link in the profile. I'll see y'all on the next live. Y'all stay safe.